corporate world, right? So when we are stressful, what do?
Happy hour.
We go to happy hour, right? That's why in New York we have so many restaurants offer happy hour. And when I'm walking on the street, every corner at least 2 to 3 restaurants. And the thing is, happy hour is not 5 to 7. It's like 1 a.m., 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's happy half day, right? When you do the happy hour, right, you might get a chance to what? Meet beautiful woman. Benson, do you like short hair or long hair? Short hair. Or one hair. Okay? But we all know beautiful women are what? They're costly. Before, as a single person, we don't care. We can eat instant noodle for 3 months. We can just go to food court to eat whatever that want, right? But when dating with them as a gentleman, what do? We bring them to 好香聚 shop local, right? We bring them to steaks. We bring them to lobsters. Are you gonna have them to pay for you? No, right? You're gonna pay for them. So meanwhile, our cost is just getting higher and higher and higher, right? And you might want to get another car because beautiful women don't like to walk. Do you like to walk? No, just kidding. Right? But after 3 years, 5 years, we do our hard working, and then the miracle happens, right? We got wow, very excited. It takes time and the chances, right? But we have a couple cute children. We might need to move to a bigger house, right? But we have miracles, even though they are super cute. By the same time, there's more cost for us. Getting serious now. Because what? The diapers, the milk powders, and everything. And most important thing is, the reason why me and my wife, we sold our hair salon. It was a profitable business, but why we sold it? Because we realized if next few years we have our children, right? Can I have children? Right? But once I have a children, most likely is what? If she has a job, and then one of us, we might need to sacrifice, give up one of our job in order to take care of the children, right? But if both of us, we still keep working, we need to spend another what? $1,000, $2,000 to hire a nanny. So either way, there's more cost. Does that make sense? Right? So that's why we decided to sell our hair salon. We decided to quit her paralegal job. We're doing this business full time because only this business allows us to get the control back for time and money. Right? And we just keep growing and building and with our life, right? And hardworking person might get another job. And right now, 2 jobs, right? 3 lines, going to work, and come back. But meanwhile, we lose the ability to dream. Why? Because we just have residual bills. A lot of people say, why do I need to have residual income? Because we all have residual bills. What's so funny? Right? Residual bills, right? The first day of the month, we need to pay the rent, mortgages, right? We need to pay electricity, water bills, gas bills. Do we have cars? Car payments, insurance, life insurance. What else? Cell phone payments, Wi-Fi, everything, right? After you pay everything, and then starting off the month, new month again, you need to start paying everything. Does that make sense? Right? So just back and forth, we lose the ability to dream, we lose the ability to think, and last but not least, we lose the ability to change. Right? So a lot of people say, oh, when you are exaggerating, right? But the thing is, let me share with everyone the statistics. Every 100 people, when they reach 67, what's their financial status, all right? So only 1%, they are considered wealthy. So guess what's the definition of wealthy for new people? What's your definition of being wealthy? Right? The definition of wealthy is they still making $300,000 or more every single year residually after they retired. Okay? We all know these people. We can call them as a last name, right? Trump, Gates, right? They have a system, they have investors to keep making the money, right? And that next one, 4%. These people are financially fit. Okay, even though they're retired, they're still making the money more than 100,000 or more every single year, also residually, right? And we call this top 5% of what? Successful people. So you might think about, oh, so what if doctors, how about lawyers? Do they consider top 5%? It depends on, do they have a system or they have an investment for them, right? Because as a surgeon, what if they stop working? Then they cannot be here, right? So it's not about what we do right now, but it's about our income in the future, because our income determines our lifestyle. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next 95%, right? 5%. These people are still working. And imagine, it's the age that we're supposed to retire already. But how come they're still working? Do you think they love to? Or they have to? Kind of have to, right? And think about it, if at the age the people go to school, they're supposed to graduate, but they haven't graduated. It doesn't make sense. Same thing here. They want to retire, but maybe because the budget, maybe because they cannot maintain the same lifestyle, so they still have to put in another part-time job. Okay? And next one, 28%. These people didn't even make it, so I'm gonna cross out for everyone. So do you think these people, they just play too hard to join this category, or they simply working too hard? Working too hard, right? Number one killing disease in the United States is what? Heart disease. Where does heart disease comes from? Stress. Where does stress comes from?
No money.
Sports? No, just kidding, right? But that's why we always talk about money is not everything. But without money, we have nothing.
Yes.
Right? So we have to find a way to really make our lifestyle better. So let's just look at the statistics again. How many of us, we think if we keep doing the same thing, again, for the next 45 years, we'll become top 5%? How many people want to still be working after when we reach 67? How many people want to volunteer for 28? No, absolutely, right? So the next one is 62%. And these people are called flat broke. And please do not get offended by this term, because these people are just simply need to budget with their expense. Right? These people cannot travel and wherever they want. They cannot eat whatever that they want. They cannot go to travel with whoever that they want. We have to budget, right? But don't worry, we have a Social Security Administration taking us every single year, $4,000 to $14,000 every single year. But if you divide by 12, every single month is only around 300 something to $1,200. If we want to maintain the same lifestyle, is that enough money for us?
No.
Absolutely not, right? So what are the options that we have? Maybe get a second job, but the second job get paid more than the first one? Probably not, right? So we still doing the same thing, right? How about owning our own business, right? The first 3 to 5 years, people have 95% failing rate. Another 3 to 5 years, they have another 95% failing rate. How about lottery? Everyone laugh, right? How many will win the lottery? If you do, you probably wouldn't be here, right? But the thing is, it's all. And what are the options that we have? Go back to school, right? We invest another $100,000, $200,000. But the thing is, still we are an employee or self-employee. So I'm here to share with everyone what you call 2 to 3 year plan. Does that sound better?
Yes.
Right? And what we do is we open the franchise. How many people heard about franchise? No. But how about franchise?
Yes.
Can you guys name me a successful franchise? McDonald's, right? Why McDonald's is so great? They are everywhere. They also have a system. So even though it's a $1 million business, but even high school students can run a $1 million business working for them. Does that make sense? And you don't need to have experience before, because you just follow their system. They teach you what to do and how to do it. You don't need to worry about how many minutes to fry the fries, how to make the burgers. They got everything for everyone. Okay? Besides the system, they also have the products. You don't need to do your own research. They do everything for you. What else? Training. After you qualify for a McDonald's, you are required to go to where? Burger schools to learn how to build a successful franchise because you are right now you have their reputation. They don't want you to what? Do your own way. So the number one meal is always what? Big Mac. You cannot be, if I'm a Chinese, I love chicken broccoli, can I sell chicken broccoli? Absolutely not, right? You have to do their own way. That's why every person is talking about what? These tickets. Because for new people, I'm really here to share with everyone. You might wonder how come everyone is keep talking about the next event. Because if today we tell you you don't need to do anything, and you can earn 6-figure residual income, will you believe? If I were you, I probably would run away right now. Right? But because of the system that allows every person, we all can participate and learn to grow ourselves. Okay? But what if McDonald's, but why McDonald's so great? But how many people that we know or we own McDonald's? Why?
Too expensive.
Takes a lot of capital. Right? In order to apply one, $70,000. If you are approved, it's more than $1 million to $1.5 million to get one. Besides that, first of all, you need to, if you want to get one, you have to have one first, so you can get a second one. So besides the capital, how about location? Disadvantage. You cannot choose your own location. Right? If they assign you to Delaware, right? You have no choice. You have to move your family, every person, down there. And besides that, we also have the downside is competition.
Yes.
When you see McDonald's, you see other franchise.
Yes.
KFC, Wendy's, Popeyes, right? And when you see all these four, you see Chinese food, Chinese takeout restaurants, right? And everything. But also on franchise, what we do is what? Eliminate all these disadvantages, right? I was a college student, I didn't have extra capital, but we do it on the internet and we eliminate the competition because we partner up with 4,000 affiliate stores, we're doing a win-win situation. But at the same time, we keep all the good parts together. So that's why we have more than 95% successful rate, all right?
Yes.
So what do we, as a business, of course, we need to invest. But the most important thing that we need to invest is our time. But we are not asking you to do it full time. But how about 8 to 15 hours every single week? Compared to 45-year plan, we need to work from 8 to 15 hours every single day, working for other people's success.
Yeah.
But can we work 8 to 15 hours for our own dreams, for our own family?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? And also we require 19 to 22 days of a year to travel outstate to attend our professional trainings, really learning what to do, how to do, and also share the trend and also the business growing in the next 25 years. And also in convert spending into earning. How many people before this business we all take shower? Can we raise hand? Wow,
Yes.
80% raised their hand. Right, but let me ask everyone again, how many people we shower?
Yes.
Should be everyone, just the frequency is different, right? How many people wash dishes? How many people take supplements? How many people that we know are using skincare or the cosmetics? We all do, right? But do we ever get paid from other stores?
No.
No. But how about switch to our own brands that you are able to own a shop.com,
Yes.
convert spending into earning.
That's
So
right.
to start a business, only $1,000 to $1,500. I did not miss a zero, I did not miss 2 zeros, but that's so low to invest $1 million business. And in return, of course, first one is the health. Doesn't matter what you do outside of job or business, right? You have to trade in health for money. But we are the only one. In order to make money, you will gain the health first. Because you have to change yourself. We are product of the product. We represent who we are, right? And besides the health, we also will gain the personal growth.
Yes.
I still remember the first time when I was on the stage, I didn't even talk, but my hand was shaking really, really bad. But because our training system really trained me how to become a better myself and also communicate with people, right? So let's talk about money. $3,600 per week to $4,200 per week. A year is $187,200 to $218,400 per year, right? And this income is also residually. So this income will bring you back to where? The top 5%. Okay, so in here, you're gonna learn two new words, right? If this is your first time. First one is residual income. Residual income is something that you make it once, you do it once, you get paid for all the rest of your life. And also leverage, right? In order to become the top 5%, right? Do you think the 95% don't work hard enough? Absolutely not. But they simply work for themselves or work for somebody else. But what makes difference between 5 and 95%? Because this 95%, they leverage this 95. So, I love what Olivia talked about at the beginning, right? We are not here to get your money, but we're here to share the information, right? What do we want with our life? If you are looking for more, to improve more, to get more money, to reduce the debts, you're at the right place at the right time. Yes. But the most important thing is, strongly recommend everyone to really grab a ticket to see by yourself, because I don't want you to believe in me. I want you to see what you saw. All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
Sharing. And how many people love the number that Wayne was talking about? Well over 6 figure. And it's ongoing residual income. And the first time I saw this, I asked myself, if I'm already working 8 to 15 hours, more than 15 hours a day for my boss's success in finance, excuse me, am I willing to work 8 to 15 hours a day for my own financial future? The answer is very, very obvious. So I did this when I was still working 80 hours a week in finance, but when it's actually what? Catch up and you have a choice. Does that make sense? So, sorry, I don't know what guys. Next, okay, if you love this number, you can't wait for the next part. Okay, and if you haven't been taking notes, I believe you do want to take notes for the upcoming parts, because if you truly understand the leverage we get to create with this business vehicle, you won't be able to fall asleep tonight. Okay, so for everybody, if you fall asleep tonight, make sure you come back and give more information. Okay, and make sure you don't pretend that you're gonna stay up late. But really, I want to bring up the next speaker, and this gentleman is so passionate about what he does, and he's always been a passionate guy with a big dream. And coming from a successful academic world, had success in published a book at a very young age, at 23, and finished. We're going through master and PhD program at Columbia University, but what really attracted him is that he can create bigger social impact through this business and empower more people with different ways. And I cannot wait to see this gentleman to grow even bigger and faster. He's already became one of our brand new senior master coordinator. In the past couple of months, created huge momentum and really led a great team. So help me welcome Steve Petro.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Olivia, and good evening, everyone. My name is Steve, and when I started this business, I really had, as Olivia said, no business background, but I was very successful in my academic career, and my idea of a good time on a Saturday night was doing research in my dorm with the door closed. You never know what's going on, and for me, that was the idea of a good time. So, if anybody has any kind of antisocial background, asocial background, I feel you, because I really did not have the social skills, no social connections, no business background. But you know what? I always had a big desire, a big dream. Ever since I was in my undergrad, I always believed I would be a full-time researcher, full-time lecturer, and be able to travel the world and make a social contribution through my work. That's what I always had the desire for, but I really never had the financial vehicle to be able to do it until I came across this business, until I came across this team. And what I saw in this business when I started was really just shop.com. I was very confused, and I was very analytical too, even though I was excited about this could be an opportunity for me to realize my dream. However, I was analytical. I wanted to pick into every detail. And you know what I found? I found that the more I plugged into the training system, like these tickets that everybody's talking about, we just came back from our international convention, and our Region 1 is our next major event that we are going to. I'm so excited already to build the momentum to this event. And this international convention really was the first event that I ever attended back then. And it was the event that really changed my life. And so to anybody who's in the room like me who is super skeptical, don't worry. It's about the vision, not we can find out all the details, right? For me, what I really love is I'm a detail-oriented person. So whoever is a detail-oriented person, loves numbers, loves to know how the money's made. We're going to talk about money now. We're going to talk about details and concepts. Wow, I never thought in my research background I'd be able to mix the two, but hey, I can now in this business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show our compensation plan, how we make that ongoing residual income. So like Wayne said, we start up with $1,000 to $1,500 to capitalize our business. And what is that $1,000 to $1,500 doing? I mean, imagine, only $1,000 to $1,500, and we get our own shop.com / whatever our name is, whatever we want it to be, plus our global.shop.com. And imagine, business is global now. If we are not global, where are we? I mean, just look at this room. Look at the diversity in the room. Where did we all come from? All different countries, all different backgrounds. So global, who knows somebody overseas? I mean, everybody now. So now we do business globally, and you can have your own global.shop.com. Again, starting a business with very low capital, you could be global overnight. So also, we have our unfranchised.com, and imagine what this is. This is your back office. This is your digital secretary, your digital, everything back in your business to be able to take care of your CPA, everything, to be able to track everything in your business, okay? So, and how much would you have to pay for that individually, right? The traditional business. We also get our 9-digit tax ID. And who in here pays too little tax? Can I see a raise of hands? Too little tax? Anybody? So, this 9-digit tax ID allows us, this is really the best business because we can legally write off a lot of our daily expenses because now those daily expenses become business expenses. Does that make sense? So if anybody has a W-2 in here, really check that out. Ask the person who brought you for more information. And so 9-digit tax ID, we get a lot of stuff, but we also get our GMTSS, like we were talking about. Okay, if we were going to start a business today and if we were going to start any kind of 6-figure income, residual income business, and you had to start it on your own, and I was going to tell you can make a 6-figure ongoing residual income without any kind of training or knowledge or background, would that make any sense? But we're a professional business. Yes. Professional income requires professional training. The good news is that you don't have to drain your life to be able to do it. When I was in school, I wouldn't have been able to do this if I had to full-time go into a training system, but this was powerful because I could leverage this system with the sparing hours that I had. We also have our tools, various tools. We don't even have time to go into it, but the most powerful thing is the MPCP. We're talking about converting spending into earning, taking the consumer buying power that we're already creating and we're already doing with our spending and combining that collective buying power into a way to distribute wealth from all the marketing dollars that's being wasted right now and create a residual income. Sounds magical, right? Yes. So then how do we do it, right? Here's the number breakdown. Basically, what we start out with in this business, Chevy talked about BV and IBV. BV is our exclusively branded products and services. We have actually more than 3,000 products and services in our exclusive brands, where we started with product brokerage. We actually have more than 50 million products that are partner store products or non-exclusive products. What's a non-exclusive product? Anything in this room that you see that is a product that was made somewhere is our product, right? So that's BV, business volume, and internet business volume. So when we start the business, we open up this bank. Once we do what's called, we qualify our 001, which is our first business. You can think of it as your first franchise if you're running a McDonald's, with 200 BV to 600 BV. Grand open your business. And then we can open up 2 banks to accumulate BV and IBV. What do you do with a bank, everybody? Hopefully. Hopefully. You put money in there. With our bank, what we do is this BV and IBV, think about it. Don't be confused too much. It's just a social currency. It's going to accumulate to certain amounts, and over time, what's going to happen is it's going to create an ongoing residual income. All right, so when we create these banks, what do we have to do? We have to figure out how to create the BV and IBV, right? So that's the next question. How do we create BV and IBV? And really, it's quite simple. Think about what the shopping annuity is all about. The first step is what? Turn your own spending into earnings. So one is personal use. We start with personal use. Just like Olivia said, we're shopping every day. We're taking showers. We're buying our Metro card. We're going and paying bills. We're doing all of these things every day. But now we turn that personal use over into BV and IBV that generates an ongoing income. So we start from ourselves. Everything in this business starts with ourselves. So we start from ourselves and we take a look at what are we spending. We take a shopping annuity assessment. We comb through all of our spending, see where all of those dollars are going, and we say, hey, I'm going to go from, if I take supplements already, I'll go from my Centrum to isotonics, right? I go from my GNC to my TLS. I go from Mac, Bobby Brown, and Chanel to Motives Cosmetics. And I go from Tide and Dawn to Snap. So I convert over my brands, and I'm going to start generating this BV and IBV, and we get them at wholesale price. So with our everything else that we buy, the brands that we already buy that's not an exclusive product, and gosh, with what's going on with the company now, what's not an exclusive product anymore? It's so hard to find them. So shop.com for anything else we cannot buy as an exclusive product, and we're going to start to create IBV. So now, once we do that, what happens? This compensation plan, we have to understand, is all about what consumers already do. We're actually already doing this business, and we're already leading to what? Customers. We already take a supplement, and guess what? We may automatically or unintended, we may refer some people. We may lead to some people, and people go by based on our result or our recommendation. But now, we're going to take our spending that we're doing, really benefit from the products, and do what we already do as consumers, which is lead to people. Think about it. People go and they see movies, and they go and tell their friends. They go tell 3 friends, and those 3 friends go tell 3 friends, and those 3 friends go tell 5 friends, and eventually it turns into hundreds of people. But this is the power. You never got paid for any of those referrals, but guess what? What if you could get paid for everything that you led to, somebody bought because directly or indirectly you recommended it? What about that? Imagine the power. And now, number 2, that's what it is. New customers, new what we call preferred customers. Now, we only individually develop 10 to 15 preferred customers in order to build a 6-figure residual income. Okay? Now, how is that possible? Think about it. Reorder. What is residual? Reorder means residual. Why? Because residual income that you get again and again and again, the most stable residual income will come from reorders of repeat purchases of products people already use. Does that make sense? Yes. Right? So that's why it's a stable, super stable residual income. But do we have any traditional business owners in the room? Anybody who did traditional distribution or anything like that? Well, think about this. When we have new partners, this is the next step. Because some of these people, they're going to say, wow, I saw the movie because of you, or I bought this product because of you, and now you're making money off of it, and you're making all the cash back, you're making BV and IBV. And if they're business-minded, if they see opportunity, they say, I want to actually be part of that referral thread and cash in on all of the referrals and shopping that I'm already doing and referring. So now we identify 2 key people, and we're going to do what consumers do, which is people lead to people. People just lead to people, and each person has 10 to 15 customers. If we're into traditional distribution, guess what it would cost you to build a massive distribution channel where eventually you have 10 million customers shopping through you? It would be tremendously costly, but in our business, we don't have to spend a dime to expand our business further. We just have the word of mouth marketing and advertising that consumers are already doing. So this just becomes huge with the consumer tracking. And what is this? What is this? Some people ask, oh, is this one of those things? One of what? think about it. This is a referral tracking system, and as I'm going to show you, it is so fair in how we pay out. So, 5, we have so many e-commerce, m-commerce, and f-commerce tools to be able to allow us to accumulate the BV and IBV. And 6, we have order taking, because you may not be an expert in all the products, but hey, you use laundry detergent, people can order that from you if they want. So now, if we haven't been paying attention, because there's a lot of information to soak in. My first time I didn't understand. This was like the little dots on the board, where'd they come from, right? So every Friday at 11:59 p.m., the system does what's called a 100% no-level infinity search, which means, what does it mean in human language, right? So it means that we search all the way to the bottom of this referral thread, and we take up all the BV and IBV, all the volume generated by each franchise owner and their customers 100% into your banks, which means, let's take an example. So all the way at the end, oh, Dawn, you're all the way back there. So good, you're feeding into my example here. So Dawn back there buys some Motives cosmetics for her personal use. So she's gonna buy 200 BV worth of cosmetics because she loves Motives. I know she does. She always looks great. And then what's gonna happen is it's true. So what's gonna happen is that BV, it's gonna take a look at this referral thread. It's gonna pass to Mo, to Show. That rhymes. Okay, and then everybody in between 100%. And each person in that line up to the front row is going to get 100% credit with what Dawn did and what everybody else did in that thread. Let's give a round of applause for that. The fairest system I've ever seen. So this is how it happens on paper. Each one gets 100% as if they did it too. So it's 100% teamwork. When you get, let's say it happens for IBV too, same thing. When you get certain amounts of money or certain amounts of BV and IBV on each side of this referral thread, each side of your banks, you get certain amounts of money for it. So let's take a look at that. So 100 IBV flows up here, let's say. So when you get to 1,200 BV on your left side and your right side, you get a $300 commission check. Great, or commission, direct deposit, right? And 1,200 IBV on your left and right, and you get another 300. Okay, so let's see how this works. 1,200 points each side every single time. Then 1,200 more on each side, and you get another 300. Right? And 1,200 more on each side. So it's not 2,400 more on each side. It's actually 1,200 more on each side. So as these are accumulating, our question might be, well, what happens if I don't get there in a week? I don't get there in a certain amount of time. I don't get there in a month. Well, guess what? There's no pressure, because as you're learning, you're also earning, and it's not a matter of if you're going to get paid, it's when, and we can determine that. Because let's say you get to 3,600 on the left and 3,000 only on the right this week, well, guess what? The company is very fair. They said, we'll take BV and IBV, both of them equally, and we'll say, we're going to create 365 days of basically accumulation that you can do, and you don't have to worry when you're going to get paid. So it's going to roll over. And then when you get there, you get another 300. Same thing for IBV, 3,600, and you get another 300. And then the final threshold here is a little bit more, 1,400 more on each side, 5,000, 5,000, and you get $600. And same thing for IBV. Now, what I want to talk about that's really special here is a couple of things. Taking a look at this is, when we add it up, BV is $1,500 on BV, right? Going through this cycle once. IBV is $1,500 as well. So we make a total of, what, $3,000 going through this cycle once. So the next question might be, well, how long? How long does it take to go through the cycle? That's what you decide, but guess what? We have to change our mentality, because when we're building a business, and any business owner really knows this, anybody who builds assets understands this, that when we go to work, this is very, very tempting, this kind of way of thinking, because it's instant gratification. When we put the time in at work, we get money. All right, when we put time in, we get money. But what happens when we don't show up to work? We don't get money, and it doesn't matter how much. Doesn't matter how much we are getting paid. Think about that. Doesn't matter how much we're making. 0 is what we get when we don't show up. So in this business, what happens is we're building an asset. So we have to think of it a little differently, where up front, we're going to be putting up those 8 to 15 hours per week, but we're building an asset. We put time in, and we're not going to get paid out as quickly as or the same as if we were working a job. So let's not go into that mindset, but we put in the same amount of time. Let's say 3 months later, takes us 6 months, and then 3 months later, we putting in the same time, and we get a little bit more out. 1 month later, put the same time in, now it's almost equal to what we're getting out, but then we go through that 1 month, and man, 8 to 15 hours in a week, every week, and we're going through this pay cycle, and we're getting paid way more than we should be for the time we're putting in on a job if we were working a job. So, and then eventually it just gets ridiculous, because now we're getting paid every week for something way, way, way overpaid, right? We're being way, way overpaid. So now that's $3,000 every week. Now, I don't want to take too much time to understand this, but just understand there are bonuses. Basically, you help other people succeed. You help other people succeed and you make more money. You help people make the same amount of money as you are, you make a bonus on that every single week. So you earn 600 per week and another 600 per week when you help one person on the left and one person on the right at least earn basically the same amount as you are. So have you ever heard of that in your job? Oh, I want you to make as much as I am, so the boss gave you a raise. It's like the opposite of how we're taught to think in any industry. So think about that. We're really revolutionizing that. And what's the income then is $4,200 per week. And again, that's what Wayne is talking about. That's that $218,400 per year. And that's really revolutionary. The third thing here is, hey, this is something that I had a question about. Well, look at this. All my work, I'm going to come in the bottom, and the person at the top, they're going to make all the money, right? That's what I thought. So me being skeptical, I really tried to understand this. And when you understand this, trust me, oh my gosh, it's magical. So it's the capped top. Capped top. This is really an amazing concept, because what JR did, what our CEO did, was he said, let's make it so that it's an equal playing field for everybody. It's an equal opportunity, when it started, and 20 years, 25 years later, 30 years later, equal playing field. So now, let's say this is Elizabeth Weber. She came into the business years ago, right? And she has, on her left side, she's maxing out on her 001, her first business. She's doing way more than $5,000 on each side. Would you agree? You started in the company early, you're getting way more. But the company structured it so that you can only get paid. She can only get paid on that business development center only $4,200 per week. She can only get paid $4,200 per week. It doesn't matter that she's making $500,000, $1 million on each side every week. It doesn't matter. It's only $4,200 per week that she can earn on that one center. Why? Because it makes it so that 100% works. It makes it so that every single person in that organization can earn what they were credited with. 100%. And that's why we're really changing the industry. So let's give a round of applause for that. And what I really love is the idea of BV placement as well. So let's say you just start out. Well, your partner can place the volume that they were credited with from their shopping, their sales, and they can place that volume all the way on the bottom, credit that person 100% with that volume, and now guess what it does? 100% teamwork. Everybody in the same line, everybody in that team gets 100% credit with that volume. Think about it, and you really won't sleep tonight. I'm serious. Think about this. So now, I really want to wrap up with this, but there are a few key concepts. One is, when I looked at this, I was completely confused. So if you're completely confused, it's okay, nod your head. You don't have to be embarrassed. But one thing I want to emphasize is the importance of really getting the ticket to the next event. Why? Because this is not, I dare you to look at any other company. We talk about some people talk about, oh, it's one of those things, multi-level marketing. Well, guess what? Go to a meeting and try not to get signed up. Try not to get somebody to pressure you into getting started, putting on your sign on the dotted line, because in this business, we're a professional business. We look for business partners, not recruits, right? So we look for people to partner up with together to become successful, and that's why we want people to have the information that they need to really get the confidence, the belief, and really succeed in this business. So get your tickets to the next event. Thank you so much.
We are just excited. Excitement can only be short term, don't you agree? But passion is something that you believe in. And the reason we believe so strongly, how many people have, heard so much about these tickets telling you to get educated? We honestly, like Steve was talking about, we seriously do not want your money. Because by you, anyone starting a business, but not knowing what to expect, what it takes to build a business, it doesn't give us that 100% of zero is still zero. So if that person has no production, no growth, it doesn't benefit the whole team. And we don't need to waste anyone's energy, anyone's effort on someone that don't share the same passion. That's absolutely fine. Everyone's got different dreams and goals. But the only thing is, whenever there's opportunity, I don't know about you, but for me, I'd rather see it, experience it, than missing it, right? It doesn't hurt to get more information. And that was my mentality. Although I've grown up with Market America residual income, when I started evaluating this business, my mom was already making my current income, $18,000 to $25,000 every 4 weeks residually, right? And I was still not relating to the business because I didn't know what I wanted and I didn't know what the business can offer me. So that's why we don't sell tickets and make money, guys. These tickets, we buy them. We just actually got them. So excited, right? It was such a sold-out event. It's actually the third largest event in the entire North America. Okay, business convention-wise, and we're bringing so many different, like it's a company where Google partner up with us, Microsoft partner up with us. Anybody know Damon John? Damon John from Shark Tank? He loves our business model because we empower entrepreneurship. And he comes to our convention to also share why he's so passionate. And it's a business vehicle that can really become anyone's vehicle. But this ticket, we pre-purchased them also for $75. Or for a local seminar, we pre-purchased them for $25. We also share with you for $25. Okay? But someone took that leap of faith, buying a ticket so that the same life-changing event to them can be a life-changing event to potentially you. Okay? So just know that and definitely get a follow-up booked, because for me, I've seen this business plan 3-4 times. And then it finally, all of a sudden, be like, oh my gosh, you mean this person's spending is also my 100%, so light bulb goes off as you see a few times, all right? So, but before we close, we're gonna take just a quick minute here to really recognize some great pioneers and great leaders in our areas from different regions. And there's so many people also to show you in real life what it means that it's 100% success rate and people have different dreams, different goals, but all succeeding together. So can I just have everyone who's made any type of income with this business, whether it's retail profit or whether it's commission, can you all please stand up and be recognized? Wow. Can we give everybody a round of applause? Thank you so much, and you can grab your seat. This is such a scene. So besides all of the new friends, right? And only the new friends and new guests, everyone else is already making money. And but it's only a matter of time, right? So for anyone, do we have any brand new coordinators? Can you stand up where you are? Awesome. Well on your way, right? If you can make one $300, you can make many more. But the key here is it's not just a temporary money that you work 10 hours at a job position and then you get paid $300. Does that make sense? Right. This is ongoing, right? If you're building an asset. Anybody has made over $1,500 in commission, can you please stand up and be recognized? We have have people who used to be a military background, business owners. We have well-made six-figure high-tech doctor, right? Dr. Zhou, physical therapy and doctor, and many other titles, MD, PhD, whatever, and runs so many. He's got all the titles, right? And so many successful people. We don't have time to go through, but thank you so much. Can I also have anyone that's a master coordinator and above? Can you all stand up where you are and be recognized? Master and above. Wow, that's awesome. And master coordinators are people who have helped at least one person on the left and one person on the right to complete a pay cycle, meaning to really create that residual income, and they also get paid a leadership bonus, right? Thank you so much. And I would like to have senior master coordinator, only senior master coordinator, so I can introduce them. Because everybody stand up, I can't even pinpoint. So senior master coordinators, okay? We have Steve here. You've already met these two. So coming from academic background, right? Chevy used to work 5 jobs, now Hackensack Hospital, youngest manager, but soon no longer work for somebody. By the end of this year, we already knew it. And of course, this young lady here has, basically she's got one of the most amazing job career. Used to work for Boeing and retired at a young age. Basically, have amazing pension plan because she used to work, make such amazing income while she was working. So she's basically financially set for the rest of her life, right? Pension that nobody here, like our age or coming in, don't even expect, right? Don't even expect. But she is also so passionate and brought two of her daughters into this business. If it wasn't good, would any mom bring in their own daughters and allow her to quit PT school and to join this business? So that really gives you some sights, right? Thank you. And we also have another senior master coordinator all the way from Seattle as well, been a pioneer in the Seattle team, really incredible leaders. We also have Dr. Zhang, I mentioned, and Angela, both from Hawaii team, right? Senior master coordinator. Thank you so much. And the next income level are someone who make anywhere from $4,500 to $7,500 every 4 weeks pay cycle, which called professional coordinator. Can you stand up? And I would love to introduce your background. Wow. The iron triangle there, right? And you've already met Wayne and Vincent and Michael. I've known Michael since college, and we used to be party buddies, right? But we never thought we'd get to partner up as business owner and lifetime, business partners, and we're really like families, all of us. So all 3 of them started the business while they were in Penn State University. People used to laugh at us. You guys are so young, but behind the years, what can you do? But if you know what, don't you agree now, the new millionaires and billionaires are all in their early 20s, right? So if you have a dream, there's so much opportunity, especially on the internet mobile trends, right? Thank you so much, amazing leaders. We also have, moving up another level, supervising coordinator. Can we have supervising coordinator stand up where you are? And these are making anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000 every 4 weeks pay cycle, residual ongoing income. And we have Lane here, someone who has been such an important person for our entire local training system. Can we give a huge welcome to Lane? And these people are already making 6-figure residual income annually, okay, from this. What does residual mean? It means you can buy your time back. You can decide what you want to do on a daily and minute basis. And Roger here, one of the pioneer from Honolulu, Hawaii team, and makes incredible income as the most successful tourism company in Hawaii. And you know what Hawaii is meant for? Vacation. So if he is a top company that runs tourism, talking about people skills, this gentleman, you don't want to know how much tips he gets when he takes people on the tour, right? Incredible. People just want to.
$800 tip.
Wow! One day, right? One little trip, $800 tip. That shows a lot about the service and the quality of people, right? So he's also supervisor coordinator. Thank you both. Let's give them a round of applause. Moving up, There's also national supervising coordinators. So can we have national supervising coordinators tell me where they are? Can we have national supervising coordinators? They're making anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 every 4 weeks pay cycle. And we have Suja, the leader, and the first person that we started Seattle team with. Really incredible. And used to run her own traditional business, and because of Market America, you know, she's been enjoying the residual income and time freedom, right? So thank you so much, and create a great team. And of course, our leader, Kathy here, she used to be a CPA. And now, you know, because of her, led to Xiaofan, which we'll introduce in a second, and led to an incredible team in Honolulu, Hawaii, over 1,000 business partners there, and really creating the whole economy for, because if you've been to Hawaii, it's an island. There are not many different industry for job occupations, but the cost of living is so high. It's almost comparable to New York, right? So, but the way we can create economy like this, helping so many people. Thank you so much, Kathy. And moving up another income level, people who are, you know, making 15,000 to 18,000, executive supervising coordinator. Can we welcome executive supervising coordinator Xiaofan?